What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? You strange mofos. What's going on? How you guys doing? Fantastic day today, guys. I'm feeling ultra bullish, as I usually am. You love to see it, guys. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's look at the market. Let's get into the news. Let's get things going. Let's get things going. We got 0 super chats to start off with, so we'll get right into the chat. William, my dude, what's up, man? Good to see you. Crypto Drunk says, good afternoon, Rob. I'm ready for takeoff and hope to enjoy the week with the family. There you go, man. Hope I enjoyed the week with the family. Oh, yeah. Yep. My dad leaves tomorrow morning. So starting tomorrow, guys, my schedule will be back to normal. So let's have a good time. Diz, yo, what's going on? What do we got? Hey, Patreon family, thanks for all that you do to help us. There you go, Braveheart. Says, hit that like button on the way in, please, and thank you. Rob deserves the support with how much help and guidance he offers us. Many thanks, Braveheart, absolutely. What do we got here? Joy says, happy Friday, everyone. Hit the likes for Rob's great daily content. Shout out to the ladies on the Patreon. Absolutely. And listen, guys, it is Open Mic Friday night where we turn the camera and the microphone over to you. You are in control over on the Patreon. It is Open Mic Friday nights. You do not want to miss it, guys. 2 turntables and a microphone. Let's go. I just aged myself. Strawberry Dragon, super juicy. Booty style. There you go. That's what I like to see. Thank you, Strawberry Dragon, for being the first super chat of the stream. Absolutely super fantastic. You get a super fantastic for your super chat. All-American Meathead. Let's get rich, you filthy animals. There you go. Yo, Lily's in the house. What's going on? Happy Friday, Robin Crypto Fam. Love you guys. The Patreon is awesome. So blessed to have you guys in my life. Let's go. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Hell yeah. I am feeling it, John. I am feeling it today. I'm blowing 7 different kinds of smoke. Let's go, Kizzo. What's going on, man? What do you think altcoins aren't why do you think altcoins aren't melting up with BTC? Myria has lost nearly 50% of its local high in the past few weeks. Well, my friend, because there is a lot of uncertainty, and Bitcoin is not, as you can see, is not breaking out, right? Bitcoin right now is inside of a bull flag. If we zoom out, right, Bitcoin has not broken out yet, right? So when Bitcoin breaks out of here, which is coming in my opinion, we just had a golden cross, which I notice I am the only person talking about, with the 100-day passing up over the 200-day SMA. But Bitcoin right now, guys, is waiting for a break to the upside. We got to break out of this bull flag. And when we do, $130,000, $140,000, that is when altcoins will start to melt their way up. So to answer your question, altcoins are not melting up because Bitcoin has not broken out of its bullish structure as of yet, right? So stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. Leo, my guy, what's up, man? Thank you for supporting the channel. Super chats have been a little on the low side lately, so I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Moiseno. Little French for you there. A little French for you. Braveheart says the Patreon is the bee's knees. We love it and want some more of it. We like it. We love it. We want some more of it. Absolutely, man. David, what's up, man? A blast off coming to a group run by you soon. There you go. I feel bad for the ones that don't join. Yeah, they're sitting there right now watching everybody in the Patreon make money, and they're wondering why they're not making money. Because you're trying to save $20 and you're losing out on tens of thousands. Cryptis, what's going on? Love yesterday's video. That one coin has a phenomenal ROI. Can I get an amen to that? Absolutely. And we got more content like that coming over to the Patreon as well. Guys, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow. It doesn't cost you a single solitary thing. So it's kind of weird if you're watching and you're not hitting the like button. Don't be that guy, right? Don't be that guy. All right, what else do we got going on? Thomas Myria is about to bounce back soon. There you go, man. I'd buy that for $1. Let's go. Any takers for 152? Oh, for the super chat. That's right. Ramona has the record at $150 super chat. That's right. Any takers at 152? I am Jasmine. We're all Jasmine. Always remember, Rob loves you. Angela, what's up, weirdos? Rob, your videos are my daily dose of crypto hopium. You are the goats. Thank you so much. I'm glad I could make your day just a little bit better, right? There she is, Squirtle, green tea in the house. What's going on? Kizza says, don't want to come across bearish, but it feels like one step forward, two steps back the last few months, even though I am in the green with all my coins. Yeah, it can feel that way. Perception is reality, right? But in actuality, it's, one step forward, two steps forward, one step back. Still more than happy to wait. The mindset, the possibility of what if always outweighs the I wasn't there to experience it. You're absolutely right, my brother. Absolutely right. I know where I'm going to be when I'm not making that dry powder with the fam over on the Patreon. Happy Friday, everyone. Jared in the house. My guy, nice to see you. What do we got? What's your thoughts on Nadix dipping hard? When will it bounce? Nadix dipping hard? What are you talking about? It's down pretty much average with most other things are down. Let me have a look at it. Here's what I know about Nadix. If it's dipping hard, I'm buying. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? We're still inside of a bull pennant here. We're still inside of a bit of a bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. We're still inside a bullish structure here. I don't know what you're talking about. Fantastic DCA opportunity. Shannon, what's going on? Thank you so much for the love and support. Greatly, greatly appreciated, man. Greatly appreciated. Yo. It's not giving me your guys' names anymore, just so you know, right? It's giving me the ats instead for some reason. I guess they updated their systems. Yo. Busy starting a new job, but I'm here today for the alpha. Let's go. Congratulations on the new job, man. Hope you make that extra dry powder to fill your bags. Good afternoon, Rob and crypto family. What's going on, man? Can you please talk my coworker off the ledge about Nadix? I personally told him to wait or stake it and not think about it. Nadix hasn't even come close to peaking yet. Yeah, you know what? Your coworker definitely has to get a longer-term mindset. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, okay? If you're looking to make true life-changing generational wealth in crypto, you should be thinking about 8 years, 2 cycles, okay? Not thinking about, I held this project for 3 months and it's not pumped to the moon yet, so I got to get out of it. Smarten up, right? That's not how this works. You have to invest, you have to DCA, continue to build your bags, and allow time, whether it's months or a couple of years, you have to allow time for your investments to mature. If you're unwilling to do that, then you are not going to make life-changing wealth in crypto. So, knock it off. To your coworker, knock it off, right? Rob, what's the average timeline from the top of the alt season to the bottom of the bear market? Just want to know how much time I have to generate dry powder. What's the average timeline from when the top of this to the bottom? It usually takes about 11 or 12 months. Usually 11 or 12 months is pretty close to where you kind of bottom out. Crypto B, how's it going, Rob? Glad you're spending time with your family. That Patreon gem you said could potentially go to $7 this bull run is amazing. Just doubled my bag on that one. There you go. That's what I love to hear, man. That's what I love to hear. Jackie, how the hell are you, Jackie? Good to see you. There she is, Gamma Goddess in the house. Looking forward to open mic Friday nights. Should be able to hang as long as I take a nap today. My kid has been exhausting this evening. Yes, let's get this money. Absolutely. It's going to be a good Friday night. Hopefully you guys have a great time. Guys, like I said at the beginning of the stream, open mic Friday nights over on the Patreon is where we turn the camera and the microphone over to you. and you are in control. You do not want to miss it. Thanks for covering some XRP content. One of my biggest bags. I'm hoping for a $10 before taking profits. Thoughts? It's not going to go to $10, Randall. I would probably be getting out somewhere between 5 to 6, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it, man. That's just my thoughts, brother. Oh, unconditional gratitude to D's Nuts. Whoever received the free gifted membership, remember to give your gratitude and say thank you to D's Nuts for showering you with gifts. Absolutely. And the gifts continue. A second one from D's Nuts. These nuts are very generous today, right? These nuts are feeling good. Absolutely fantastic. I think you just love to make me say that. Hey, Rob, things are lining up. Indices making all-time highs. Only a matter of time before it trickles over to BTC and alts. I agree 100%. Juicy Jasmine. ZBEC is up today. Do you see us first visiting possibly 2029? First, as Cesar suggests, breaking upside. It depends. It depends on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is always going to be the deciding factor, right? If Bitcoin can hold structure, but here's the thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin could fall all the way back down to $100,000 and it would still be inside this massive bull flag that we've been in, that we've been forming since, I don't want to say February, right? April, sorry. Since April. So, yeah, kind of depends. Always love the lives, Rob. Can you check out the cookie chart for us? I'm hungry. I suppose I could check out the cookie chart. Should be here. There we go. Yeah, cookie still. I just looked at the chart for cookie the other day. You had the inverse head and shoulders try to play out, but Bitcoin dropped and dragged it back down. So your resistance levels, you're going to be at 20 cents 5.9 or 20 cents 5.9. 2 cents 8 2 cents 28 cents 6 and 35 cents. But you got to gain some momentum. The first thing that you need to do is you got to break above your 236 at 20 cents 5.9, followed by a bit of resistance right here around 23 cents 1. So until you pass those, you're not doing anything spectacular. Let's get that paper, fam, over the top. What's going on, Rob? What the time from top? Oh, I already read that one. We already covered that. What's going on, Spuds? Good to see you, man. Johnny, my guy. What's up, man? Guys, the very first member on the channel ever. Johnny's been with me since the beginning, the OG, the guy who's got my back. What's up, buddy? Does your dad think we're a bunch of weirdos? Yeah, but he thinks I'm a weirdo too, so it all works out, right? Yo, Robinator. Yo, Mars, what's going on? Do you think July will be a positive month? Granted, no external factors hit. Yes, I do. Here's the thing. I talked about this before, guys. Let's go and have a looky-loo. Let's have a looky-loo, okay? We're going to look at the altcoin season, the altcoin market cap here from 2017, because I do believe that we're kind of going to play out in a very similar way. So let's go to the total 2 from 2017, which by the way, guys, the altcoin market cap inside of a bull flag as well. But if we go back to 2017, let's go. All right, now let's zoom in on the 2017 cycle, right? What happened in the 2017 cycle? Well, from July of that final year of the cycle, from July until December, beginning of December, okay? Oof, look at that. It's much higher than I thought. So from July to December, that's July, August, September, October, November, 5 months, okay, in the 2017 cycle. The altcoin market cap, this is the altcoins, this is not Bitcoin. The altcoin market cap went up over the course of 5 months 1,157.53%. That is a massive gain in altcoins, okay? But that's just the beginning, guys. That's just the beginning, right? So it went up 1,157%. That's the altcoins from July to December. And then when December hit, look what happened. From the beginning of December, and it peaked. So for 1 month, December 10th, less than a month, December 10th to January 7th, a week into January, okay? What happened is the market cap went up another 241% over the course of 28 days. 28 days. So we went absolutely gradually up 1,150% over the course of 5 months. And then right at the end of the year, the last month of the year, we went absolutely parabolic for 28 days, right? That's what I think is playing out. Something similar to that is playing out this time. So I do think starting in July, we are going to start working our way up all the way till December. And then wham, right? November, December. And then that's it. And then, but here's the problem with that. Here's the problem. And I've talked about this before. When we get up to this area here at the top that's circled, there's going to be a lot of YouTubers out there telling you that this is not the top, that it's going to go higher in 2026, right? And that's going to cause a lot of people to get destroyed when it does this instead, right? They did it in 2017. The biggest channels in crypto did it in 2021. All your largest channels, George, Altcoin Daily, BitBoy, Wendy-O, all those channels told everybody not to sell and that we were going higher. And we absolutely did not go higher. We wrecked everybody, right? We went down into a bear market. And it's funny because I still am seeing, even now, because you get new people in the space that have never been through a market before, and I'm experiencing the same thing now that I experienced in 2021, which was in 2021, you had all the big content creators talking about a super cycle going into 2022, right? And every time I said, we're not going into a super cycle, the bull run's going to be over before the end of 2021, people got mad at me for it and said I didn't know what I was talking about and attacked me and all that stuff because the bigger channels were telling them otherwise. And same thing is happening now. The same thing is happening right now. All the biggest content creators, you're starting to hear the term super cycle going viral. They're all telling you guys that 2026 is going to be even bigger than 2025. And I'm sitting here telling you, no, you're going to want to get out before the end of the year because 2026 is going to be a bear market. And I'm getting attacked. I'm getting people telling me once again, I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's because people will generally instinctively believe the person that's telling them what they want to hear versus the person that's telling them the truth, right? I could literally take some of these people forward in time and show them proof that the bull run's going to end and then bring them back to now, and they would still tell me I didn't know what I was talking about, right? Because they want to believe that their bags are going to continue to pump into 2026. And then when their bags don't pump into 2026 and they ride everything down into a bear market, it's going to be everybody else's fault, right? Crypto's a scam to them. It's somebody else's fault that they got wrecked, right? It's how it works, guys. It's how it works. In a meeting, gonna have to catch the replay. There you go. There you go. Hello, Rob. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Mewtwo in the house watching while on lunch. Hit the likes. Yes, guys. Smash the like button. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Carlos, Rob, can you take a look at the Swift coin chart? Oh, why not? Why not? Huh? Why not? Oh, I don't have it queued, so. Still, Swift coin is still in its accumulation zone. Still looking good, still healthy. So no move to the upside yet, my friend. Because my friend Tom joined the Patreon a few weeks back, but he's too shy to get involved. Just a behind the scenes. Yeah, there's hundreds of people over on the Patreon that they just like to sit in the background and take notes. So yeah, that's fine. That's fine, right? As long as they're learning and getting better, that's all I care about, right? Nick Powell, what's up, buddy? All American Meathead. There you go, brother. What's up, brother Rob? I'm excited for this parabolic phase of the market to begin. Thanks for leading us this far. Hey, no problem. Focus. Where have you been? Yo, Rob, when's the top and bottom exactly? I wish I knew. And a third gifted membership by none other than These Nuts. Absolutely. Caesar said around 40 to 70 bucks for XRP. Yeah, I disagree. XRP people think it will go up real high because of mass institutional adoption and not retail investors. Here's the thing that listen, I love XRP. Like I said, I'm going to start talking more about it, but I'm not going to BS you guys. I'm not going to give you moon boy stuff, right? I'm going to tell you what I honestly think. And at the end of the day, a lot of XRP maxis have been in XRP. Like me, I've been in XRP since 2017. Okay, make no mistake about it. I held it through the lawsuit, everything. Okay, but I'm not a maxi. I'm not naive, right? They look at XRP like they did in 2017, and that's the problem. Okay, back in 2017, when XRP was first kind of around in the early years and stuff like that, they basically had a monopoly on the decentralized finance narrative for the most part, right? They were it. They didn't really have much competition for what they do, okay? Now, fast forward, the lawsuit held them down. Fast forward to 2025. Now, there are hundreds of solid decentralized finance projects that are going to chip away at what would have been the potential market cap of XRP, right? XRP is not going to take 100% of the market cap potential now that it has so much competition, right? In the decentralized finance narrative, you've got ZBEC, you've got XCN, you've got XPR, you've got Moonwell, you've got so many different solid decentralized finance plays. XLM is still there, HBAR's there, like the list goes on and on. So in saying that, XRP is going to do fantastic, but if you're listening to someone that's telling you that it's going to go to these exorbitant price targets and stuff like that, and that you should hold it, listen, I'm telling you right now, I've been around for a long time, multiple cycles, and every single cycle, people say the same thing about not just XRP, but we're specifically talking about XRP. So people were saying in the last cycle that XRP was going to 20 bucks, 25 bucks, 30, 50, 100 bucks, 589, right? And it didn't happen. It didn't happen, right? It got to like $2 and something. And then this time, so far, it's hit like $3.30. Guys, are you here to be a maxi or are you here to make money? That's the question at the end of the day. Because you can't do both, right? You can't do both. XRP probably will 2x from where it is now, maybe 2.5x. In a most bullish scenario, probably a 3x, maybe, right? Outside of that, I'm sorry. Next bull run, it will do even better. But, it's nothing against XRP. Like I said, I cover XRP. I love XRP. But I'm also not trying to get you guys wrecked at the same time, right? So I know the deal, dry powder stacking. That's the mission. Loading my bags with blockchain vision. There you go. There you go. William, been a member 4 months. There you go, my friend. There you go. Wormhole, absolutely. Wormhole and XRP ledger, baby. Rob, do you see 15-cent Jasmine in July or August? Maybe August, yeah. Johnny, what's going on, man? Working on that milled Nadix. There you go. Families. Hey, Rob, sold my bags. I'm giving up. I don't believe you. 5 months left. We need this bull run to kick off. Hey, you know what? It only took 28 days in 2017, right? So to sit there and say there's only 5 months left took 28 days in 2017. Remember that. George already saying no bear market. Yeah, see, I told you, he's already going to get people wrecked, right? Altcoin index is 22. What is the number you look for? Is this a good indicator to go by? Listen, the altcoin index is only one metric, right? You should never focus solely on one metric only. It's just one of many that you should be using. So the altcoin season index is sitting at an 18 right now, right? Altcoin season is up here at about a 75. We're not even close. We're in Bitcoin season still, right? So, my thoughts on December exits. Just look at history. Yep. Johnny, we are so close to going ballistic. Most of you guys don't even know or can even imagine how crazy it's going to get. Yes, you're absolutely right, Johnny. And it goes from like the way things feel right now, it goes from that to insanity quick as a hiccup, right? Remember that, guys. Remember that. This is probably the final accumulation zone before the rip. Hell yeah. Over the top here, Rob, but do you think you'll be able to put an update price sheet next week? Probably not. I have a lot to catch up on next week, brother. And I don't have any reason to update my price list right now, right? My prices haven't changed. Hey, brother, love your picks over on the Patreon. You're our Robbie over there. There you go, man. There you go. More tariff BS just when? Yeah, Canada apparently now, eh? Which isn't as big of a deal, I don't think. I mean, the market didn't dump on it, right? Market doesn't care anymore. Johnny says, you ever see those videos where people are waiting outside the store when they open the doors? People charge in. That's FOMO. They are desperate to grab a shirt before the next guy does. Absolutely. The XRP flipped the switch narrative, basically saying that they are going to flood XRP with trillions to price everyone out is pure insanity. Yeah, it's wishful thinking. That's what it is, right? It's the same with the narrative that it's going to, that it's going to $10,000 a coin, and people believe this stuff, right? Well said, 100% agree. Would be great if it did go that high, but either way, XRP is a long haul bag. Yes, exactly. It's a big picture project, right? How about XCN? Will it see all-time high prices? I think so. Rob, have you had a Thai Red Bull today? You're full of beans. Fair play. I got a monster, brother. Got a monster going. I was at the museum most of the morning with my dad. I love what you just said. From boring to insanity. Snaps fingers like that. Absolutely, brother. Hey, Rob, what's your pick of token for this? My picks, my friend, you got to ask me on the Patreon, right? I don't give away my stuff on YouTube. I'm already spread pretty thin, but I'm wondering if I should jump into Wormhole because of the partnership. Probably. Wormhole's a fantastic project. That's all. I mean, partnership or no, Wormhole is a great play. So that's my thoughts on that. All right, let's get into a video. Give my voice a little bit of a rest here, shall we? All right, what do we got? Policy has gone from accurate to chronic issues for market indices, says JP Morgan.
There's more in the markets. Gabriela Santos, JP Morgan Asset Management, a chief market strategist for the Americas. And you don't sound in this, in looking at your notes in the mid-year check, Gabriela, you don't sound that bullish, really. Would you kind of sound how you did it at the lows? You didn't say we weren't going to go back up, but you didn't really. No one expected us to just bounce right back to where we are so quick, to new highs so quickly. Yeah. In this, because tariffs, not that much has changed. We just become used to it almost.
Exactly. I think policy at this point has gone from being an acute to a chronic issue for markets. So not driving the day-to-day based on the latest headlines, but something that's more under the surface, driving specific stock or asset class performance. Right. In terms of the view, I think it's fine for the macroeconomy overall. Recession risk has come down off the worst parts in early April. It's a little bit below potential growth, a little higher inflation, elevated rates. That's a fine environment for earnings growth. High single digits, totally doable this year. The problem is exactly how quickly the market already recovered. Almost at this point, 100% of its sell-off for equities, 80% for corporate credit. So really in the US, it's tough to have a wholesale, very bullish, overweight view across the board. But that said, I think there's plenty of stuff to do, maybe asset classes that haven't rallied as much, that we still believe in, or where maybe the performance has, but not necessarily the flows and the positioning. And two come to mind. We continue to think about this massive change that's just started in international performance, been all about Europe, Europe, Europe. Our interest is still very much in Asia as well. So think about Japan, India, which have really lagged this year, but are great stories. Or in the US, where performance has bounced back, but not interest in flows, things like financials, which is much more of a story of a steepening curve.
So we're viewing policy as moving from an acute problem to a chronic problem. Is there any way that we're missing the bigger picture on some of the positive things that have happened, not just with deregulation, but even with some of the things we're seeing with the effects of tariffs, things coming back here, other countries promising to invest here, our own companies promising to invest here. Maybe we're missing it, and we are not range bound for the next half of the year. What if the policy tailwinds, in fact, policy issues you talk about, are in fact tailwinds and not headwinds?
Yeah, and I use the word issue as in like concept development.
But you're not bullish, so you said range bound.
Problem. But I think it's just at the index level that comment applies. I think a chronic issue is an issue you still need to pay attention to, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing. Take the example of financials, right, where we really have seen progress in this idea of more business-friendly regulation. Just the vote this week to lower the supplementary leverage ratio, something that can really free up lending again, that can decrease the burden of holding things like treasuries in terms of capital requirements. So it's a hugely positive development.
Well, let me ask you this: could it rear its ugly head into an acute problem again if countries resist signing trade deals and we get back in an acceleration of the trade war issue instead of a range-bound market from back to the highs? Can we go back and test the lows?
Yeah, we didn't see April coming.
So I think, true. I mean, if something like that completely off the base case that raises recession risk again, then that's something that needs to be priced in again. I think in terms of the trade issue, I think it's more that markets have understood where we are rather than it's not something that's changed. So where we are right now is an average tariff rate of 15%. That's still 5 times higher than where we started the year. It'll still have impacts on a company-by-company basis, depending on where they get their supplies, where they source their revenue, what their pricing power is. But for the market overall, if 15% is where we settled, then all right, got it. And the market moves on to
the White House yesterday.
Yes. Well, let's go actually look at the S&P right now, real quick. Ooh, look at that. Oh, yes. Reaching new all-time highs. Right now it's sitting at just at the high, right? The all-time high. Can the S&P 500 break above and continue to the upside? Probably. Focus says Wormhole officially on Coinbase listing schedule, Ripple partnership, and that's just yesterday. Yes, I am very bullish on Wormhole. Hey, Rob, is the partnership with Turbo and Zivek true? Yes, I believe so. But it's here's what it is. It basically means that a partnership between Turbo and Zivek means that you can now spend your Turbo with your Zivek card, right? That's what that means. So outside of that, there's no like collaboration or any kind of work development or anything like that. It's just that you can now spend your Turbo via your Zivek MasterCard. So metal detecting England in the house. What's going on? You should switch to lifting weights on the live from the... Yeah. People would still not like it for some reason. I don't know. All right. What else? Guys, listen, we got 400 people watching. We only have 134 likes. Let's get the likes to 200. Please and thank you. Hit the like button, guys. We got 400 people watching. 134 likes. We just need half of you to hit the like, less than that, 25% of you to hit the like button. So go ahead and do that for me. That would be super fantastic. All right, what else do we have? Boom, U.S. stock futures open with a new all-time high as Bitcoin stumbles. Stock futures in the United States opened Thursday night flat, but the S&P 500 still managed to press its face against a fresh record, like, right, just like that, leaving investors glued to the screen as they wait for the official inflation numbers due Friday morning. Could be a big day today, guys. And it's doing pretty good still. This comes as the index climbed 0.8% during the day, ending the session at 6,141.02, just inches away from 6,147.43. Intraday record last hit in February. The Dow Jones added a 0.9%, while the NASDAQ composite moved up nearly 1%, also heading towards a potential all-time high of its own. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average added just 33 points in after-hours trading, a 0.1% lift. Meanwhile, NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 futures stayed mostly unchanged. This cautious positioning comes ahead of key inflation data that will either keep the rally going or yank it off course. According to CNBC's Rick Ryder, who heads global fixed income at BlackRock, there's so much money that wants to come into the market that didn't for a while. And I think if you don't have any negative news, the natural gravitational pull is across all these assets. On Friday, traders are set to dig into May's personal consumption expenditure price index. It's a big deal. This is the Fed's preferred inflation measure. Economists polled by Dow Jones expect a monthly increase of 0.1% and a year-over-year jump of 2.3%. The core PCE, which takes out food and energy, is also forecasted to rise 0.1% for the month and 2.6% for the year. That's not all investors are watching. The morning will also bring updates on consumer spending, personal income, and consumer sentiment. The results could decide if the recent rally continues or runs out of steam. Despite the Fed still dancing around the rate strategy and ongoing geopolitical pressures, the stock market has clawed its way back from its lows earlier this year. All three major indices have posted solid weekly gains. The S&P 500, Dow Jones are up 2%, and the NASDAQ has jumped by more than 3%. Bitcoin equities flirt with records. Bitcoin is stuck pacing the same 10-foot cycle it's been walking since May 9th. The price has mostly bounced between $102,000 and $112,000, with just one brief spike beyond that ceiling to hit a new all-time high, still barely ahead of its last one. It hasn't managed a strong rally despite an insane amount of interest from institutions. Just this week, Wednesday, Bitcoin ETFs recorded their 12th straight day of inflows and are now headed towards their 9th positive week in 11, pulling in $3.5 billion just this month, according to Coinmetrics. Yet, Bitcoin itself has only risen 2%. Marcus Thielen, who leads 10x Research, explained why. Quote, "We're not seeing a lot of real demand right now because the demand has been almost perfectly offset by the selling from these larger wallets." Marcus called it an orderly change of ownership, where old mega whales are taking their time to sell off coins to new buyers like ETFs and corporate treasuries. The wallets that are buying the most this year, those holding between 100 and 1,000 Bitcoin, CryptoQuant classifies these holders as dolphins and Giulio Marino, The firm's head of research says that many ETFs probably fall into this group. The biggest players in crypto right now are still whales, wallets holding 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin, and mega whales, 10,000 plus Bitcoin. They're just not buying. They've been net sellers since the start of the year. Retail wallets, those holding less than one full Bitcoin, are also dumping. It's the dolphins who are stepping in to soak up all the pressure, and that balance is fragile. Julio said that companies like BlackRock and Strategy, the company formerly known as MicroStrategy, have built large positions using hundreds of wallets. BlackRock holds around 550 wallets, each averaging 1,290 Bitcoin. Strategy controls about 490 wallets with an average of 927 Bitcoin per wallet. But even with these holdings spread out, they're considered large buyers behind most of the recent ETF flows. Despite all the buying pressure, price movements have stayed muted. That's because some of the biggest Bitcoin reserves on the planet are still in the hands of Chinese miners. Between 2013 and 2021, China controlled up to 75% of the global hash rate. Out of the 19.9 million Bitcoins mined so far, between 11 and 15 million came from China-based miners. Of that, about 5 million are still under their control, according to Marcus. Normally, during a big price rally, these wallets start dumping on exchanges. This time, they haven't. It seems that these wallets are holding tight and only releasing as many Bitcoin as can be scooped up by ETFs and by Strategy. Strategy, now focused on corporate crypto adoption, has slowed down its BTC buying this year. That's mostly because its stock premium has narrowed, and competition from other treasury buyers is rising fast. Marcus warned that if mega whales selling accelerates further, a deeper correction is likely. On the other hand, if those big sellers back off and whales accumulation starts to rise, the next leg up may finally begin. Big things popping, little things stopping. Fridge, what's up, man? Good to see you. Marcus, who knows where? Oh, geez, scam. Did he pronounce Spanish Julio? I don't know. I'm Canadian, man. We don't speak Spanish in Canada. We speak French. Though I'd rather speak Spanish if I'm being 100% transparent with you. What else do we have, guys? Let's see. Wouldn't cut rates at this point, says former Fed governor. Let's check it out. And by the way, guys, still 400 subscribers or 400 viewers, 154 likes. Guys, let's get to 200 likes. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. It's absolutely free. All right, let's check
President Trump's battle with Fed Chair Jay Powell taking another turn this week, or another leg down, I suppose. Those attacks coming as the Wall Street Journal reported this week that the president may announce Powell's replacement by early this fall. The White House yesterday denying that the president is close to announcing Powell's successor. And joining us right now is former Federal Reserve Governor Daniel Tarullo. He led the central bank's regulatory reforms in the wake of the financial crisis. He's now a Harvard law professor. And, Dan, we've got a lot to talk through. I guess we could take this as our opening discussion, though. What do you think about the attacks against Jay Powell? Does it impact the Fed? And how does the Fed react, if anything?
Well, the attacks have sort of become the norm now, Becky, I think, rather than unusual. I genuinely believe that Jay Powell is trying to do two things in the last year of his term. One is to make monetary policy calls as he thinks the analytics and the economy warrant. And two, and closely connected to that, is to try to preserve the Fed's monetary policy independence. And as I think you saw in his press conference, I don't think he's being pushed in a direction towards more accommodation in an effort to relieve any pressure on himself. I think he's been willing to take a lot of pressure.
All right, let's shift gears, I suppose, and ask what you think the Fed should be doing right now, what you'd be doing if you were a governor. We just got these new numbers that were a little confusing just in terms of what consumers are feeling, both in terms of what they're spending and in terms of what they're saving and bringing in. Where do you think the economy is right now? Would you cut rates at this point?
Not at this point. I wouldn't. I think, as you have a couple of segments already this morning, Becky, I think, which shows that uncertainty kind of abounds. The speculation about how much impact tariffs are going to have and on inflation, and more importantly, probably than that, how long lasting that impact will be, whether it will work its way into secondary price increases. There's a lot of uncertainty, obviously, around that. Neil Kashkari was addressing that this morning, I think. On the consumer side, we not only have the softer income numbers and the questions about whether or not there's going to be a reduction in consumer sentiment translating into reduced consumer activity. So you've got an unusual situation in which there are pressures on both sides of the mandate. But to this point, both sides of the mandate are performing reasonably well. And so I think under those circumstances, Chair Powell and the rest of the FOMC are well advised to wait to see if they can identify more of a dominant trend before they act. Now, look, the Fed should always try to be ahead rather than purely reactive. But I think now is a time when it's particularly difficult to be in that position.
The Federal Reserve voted this week to ease some of the bank leverage rules, the SLR. You've been a fan of that, but I think with some caveats.
Yeah, I mean, I support the underlying approach they took, Becky, which is to reduce and to tailor more to each of the biggest banks the minimum enhanced supplementary leverage ratio. My concern with what they're doing is they're just doing it on one side. They're not, as I think they should, they're not applying market risk capital requirements to longer dated treasuries that are sitting in the available for sale portfolio. And as you know, even though we're going to continue to assume that those treasuries are entirely creditworthy, they can suffer losses in value as interest rates go up and markets move. And so it seems to me that while taking account of how much the federal government's debt burden has grown and how many more treasuries are out there, yes, we do need to make an adjustment in the ESLR. But I think we've still got to take into account the risks that really are there, and market risk is one of them.
Do you think the Fed will follow with those caveats, or they'll just go ahead and raise the limits?
Well, lower the minimum, which is raising how many treasuries can be held. No, I don't think they're going to follow my caveat. We'll see. I mean, they're into a comment period right now, and maybe people will make this point. But it's a broader trend, I think, Becky. I don't think we're seeing lots of hints of deregulation on the stress test, of course, on the Basel III endgame proposal, which won't be deregulatory, but I think it's not going to raise capital requirements. We're probably going to see it, although maybe not for a while, in reducing the GSIB surcharge. I haven't seen any indication yet of, even on a targeted basis, anything to respond to other issues that may be out there. For example, nothing still has been done to respond to the Silicon Valley Signature First Republic failures, notwithstanding the fact that 2 years ago, when we were all talking about this, we all identified a bunch of things that probably should be changed.
I don't know, guys. I don't think we see a rate cut in July. I really think, and we don't have a meeting in August. So I feel like we're probably not getting one till September at the earliest. Johnny, Rob, you speak French just a little bit. Powell not lowering interest rates is actually costing America in the range of $440 to $450 billion a year in extra interest being paid. Powell needs to just leave in shame. Yes. Well, you've got Mr. T. The hiccups. You got Mr. T trying to refinance $7 trillion in debt, right? and Powell can't figure out that maybe he should, start to cut rates at this point. Like, I mean, it's exactly techno god. You're exactly right. It's detrimental to the American citizens financially, the economy, right? So you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. What do we got here? XRP expert says something big is coming. XRP may be gearing up for a significant upward move. According to recent analysis by Tao Mercer, a digital asset strategist with a large following on social media, Mercer believes that the current market conditions and evolving regulatory developments in the United States could provide the momentum needed for XRP to achieve higher valuations in the coming months. In a recent post, Mercer noted that XRP is showing strong indicators of a potential breakout following an extended period of subdued performance, with XRP currently priced near $2. He suggested this range may offer an attractive opportunity for new entrants. Mercer's outlook is centered around the belief that XRP could realistically climb to between $3 to $4 in the short term to medium term. He explained that these levels are achievable if current market sentiment continues to improve and regulatory clarity is maintained. Earlier this year, XRP temporarily entered this price zone but was unable to sustain the momentum due to the broader market resistance. Since then, it has hovered around $2, prompting frustrations among holders. However, analysts like Mercer believe that conditions are finally aligning in XRP's favor, particularly as legislative and regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies takes shape in the United States. The renewed optimism around XRP and other digital assets is largely driven by recent progress in U.S. crypto regulations. Notably, the Senate recently passed the Genius Act, which introduced a regulatory structure for stablecoins. The law establishes oversight requirements, full asset backing, and consumer protections for digital currencies. Additionally, new legislation proposed by Republican lawmakers aims to clarify how cryptocurrencies are categorized. The bill distinguishes between securities and commodities, assigning regulatory authority according to either the securities, the SEC, or the CFTC. This could significantly reduce regulatory ambiguity and support new consistent market growth. Further signaling institutional adoption, the Federal House Finance Agency has instructed mortgages against Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to incorporate digital assets in assessing borrowers' financial qualifications. This directive could open the door for broader acceptance of crypto assets in traditional finance, particularly under the pro-crypto posture of the current U.S. administration. Another important factor supporting XRP's potential growth is the conclusion of the prolonged legal battle with the SEC. Ripple and the agency have reportedly agreed to a $50 million settlement pending court approval. The end of this high-profile case removes a significant obstacle that has overshadowed XRP's market outlook for years. While Mercer's price targets remain conservative compared to more aggressive forecasts, it aligns with a growing consensus that XRP could soon gain momentum. In contrast, some analysts have issued far more ambitious predictions. For instance, Dustin Layton recently suggested that $1,000 XRP, currently valued at approximately $2,000, could yield profits. 1,000 XRP, not $1,000 XRP. Sorry, my bad. Could yield profits of $50,000 before the end of the year, implying the price of the coin would be $52. Such a valuation would require XRP to reach the market capitalization exceeding $3 trillion. That would be the entire market cap of the entire crypto space right now, for the most part. a milestone many view as unrealistic in the near term. Nonetheless, the existence of these projections reflects heightened expectations from portions of the crypto community. The supportive market sentiment has created a favorable environment for XRP's potential appreciation. While price predictions vary, analysts like Mercer maintain that the move to $3 or $4 is not only possible, but increasingly likely in the coming months as conditions continue to stabilize. Guys, listen, we're anticipating on the high end a $10 trillion market cap for the entire crypto asset class. Now, if you are one of the people who believes that out of $10 trillion, $3 trillion of that market cap is going to be in one project, XRP, my friend, you have not been in crypto long enough. You need experience in this space. The market cap of the entire asset class would need to be significantly higher. So listen, and just to further add to my point, okay, $10 trillion total market cap for the asset class. How much of that's going to be in Bitcoin? Probably, I don't know, what's Bitcoin's market cap right now, right? Right now it is 2.13 trillion. So theorizing Bitcoin would have to go up in more. So let's just be conservative and say only $3 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, right? So XRP's market cap is going to be the same as Bitcoin's market cap in 5 months? Really? See what I'm saying, guys? XRP is going to do phenomenal. I love XRP, not fighting it, okay? But my job is to keep you guys tethered to reality, not getting taken away by these moon boys who don't care if you get wrecked, right? So be careful out there, guys. Jay Powell, Johnny the OG. What's up? Rob and all. What's going on, man? Wendy, what's going on? Good morning, Rob and fam. Happy Saturday. I hope Dad is enjoying the trip. Yes, he leaves tomorrow. I came into crypto when Trump got elected. Bought XRP really high. Wish it would get somewhere. So yeah, I know. A lot of people make that mistake. That's common. That's common. You'll be fine, brother. You'll be fine. All right, so let's go back over to Bitcoin here. Still inside of our bull flag. Looking juicy, looking good. Big things popping. Little things stopping. Waiting for that break. Waiting for that break. So we're all caught up in the chat, guys. We are all caught up in the news. Listen, get over to the Patreon. Join our mentorship coaching calls. They're absolutely free, guys. We have a community of thousands of people. You can join the chats over there. Get all the help you need, from hot wallets to cold wallets to portfolio structure to exit strategies to technical analysis to tokenomics and everything in between, guys. You want to learn how to do what I do? Get over to the Patreon. I just dropped a 100x microcap gem over there as well. You're not going to want to miss out on, guys. Plus, I dropped another weekly video for top buys this week, my picks for this week. Get over there. Check it out, guys. The link is down below in the chat, in the description, in the pinned comments. It's everywhere you want to be. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.